but we can prepare ourselves somehow to make a difference. Here's part two.
Do you see anything, not just in your case, but in the broader sense, that we can do? You know, Ken Lay, the Chief Commissioner, I've looked into his eyes. He is passionately committed to doing something in this area, to achieving something in domestic violence. It's the one thing he wants to do as Chief Commissioner. When we've got people like that willing to act, can you see what we can do?
Look, you know, and you're right, and I just feel let's embrace this. Let's just embrace this earnest and honest quest. Let's see what we can do. Let's understand what violence really is. It's not just punching somebody. There are many forms of violence. And I guess by really understanding what forms of violence takes, and then being able to look at ourselves and say, oh, I didn't realise my behaviour could actually be described as violence, or and I suppose what can we do to help? And I really don't want to sound like some missionary or some.
Yeah.
I just keep coming back to the thing and saying, stop blaming everybody else and stop looking for faults within at the system. Let's have a look inside our own selves. Let's have a look at.
That's for men to do, isn't it? I mean, look, to be blunt, we're talking men are the problem here, aren't they? Some men.
Look, you know, the violence comes in many forms, and men and women are violent to each other, and we're violent to our children, we're violent to our animals. It's really about understanding what's appropriate and what's befitting, and you're right. I really think these are answers for men to dig deep and understand. Men understand male behaviour. If anybody understands how I'm trying to understand how some men, think of women or children as their possession, and I think this is a powerful thing where they think that there's a sense of entitlement and ownership.
But look, I can assure you a lot of men don't understand male behaviour.
And I think
I struggle with it. Well, I struggle with a lot of this.
Yeah.
Maybe
and
I was lucky way I was brought up, but I struggle with it, and I think a lot of men struggle with the idea of any form of violence towards family.
And I think, that's it, isn't it? It's like, I struggle to understand people who have been brought up or who have been, sorry.
That's okay.
We do struggle to understand. I've spent 11 years trying to understand and trying to analyse my own behaviour and take responsibility for that and be the stronger person or the responsible person for making sure that Luke kind of came out as my intention was always to surround him with really positive male role models and to link him in really positive.
Well, you should be proud of that. I've talked to some of them. They describe a really good kid. So you should be very proud of what you did.
Yeah. I really appreciate the comments that have been coming to me. My friends know how hard I've tried. Not everyone's always realised some of the difficulties I've experienced or been experiencing. And, some of my friends and family have also obviously known me throughout this period of time. And I guess this is the period of time when I've chosen to speak while this huge question is being asked by everybody. And I guess this might be the last time I speak for a while, or because I just feel a little encouraged that I need to speak while this huge question is being asked, because that question, like everything happens in life, there is a period of time where the horror is raw, and then other matters take over, and now is the time where the matter is raw, and there is an opportunity for us all to understand and really question, what do we do, how do we make sure that these kind of things don't happen. And I'm not an expert, I truly aren't.
That's where I want to help, and that's where we can help. But I assure you, we won't ring you again. When you want to, if you want to talk further, or want us to do things as life goes on, we will. I mean, if you want to meet with the Premier or the Prime Minister, I'm sure we can make it happen at a time down the track, if that can achieve anything. Do you think that could achieve something? I remember it happened after Port Arthur.
Look, to be honest, if at any time after my funeral and in weeks to come, if I have people who make contact with me who are in influential positions that are really genuinely, on and honestly, as a human being to a human being, regardless of title, genuinely saying, okay, what can we do? Oh gosh, it gives me a sense of purpose and meaning.
But that's the point, that purpose and meaning. You see, to talk to the Minister or the Premier or the Prime Minister, when you are ready, we can facilitate it privately, I mean, not publicly.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you just give us a call when you feel up to it, and I'm sure we can organise it for you.
Thank you.
And I think, as you say, it gives some purpose to this horror.
That's right, and in all honesty, I mean, this is my way I've lived. I look for purpose and meaning, and try to be a better person. And I'd like everybody, I suppose, to look at within themselves, and that's it, isn't it? Whatever you can do is you start with yourself and really look at what could you do.
Well, you should be very proud of yourself and the way you've conducted yourself, because, as I said, the people, I'm sure you're probably one of the most admired people in Victoria at the moment, and that is an opportunity down the track to achieve something, I think, in Luke's name.
I thank you, and I'm quite astonished, and if that's the right word, that people think that, and it's, that I clearly have a lot of encouragement from immediate family and friends, and that very type of encouragement, the media have been fantastic, Neil. When I did choose to talk out there on the next day or whenever it was, I just thought, look, I'll be who I am, and I'll just be polite, and I'll just say, thank you, but could you go away? But everyone was so lovely and so honestly moved and respectful, and the people that were interviewing me or photographing me or whatever were visibly either genuinely in tears or really, really moved and treated me with such respect.
I should hope so.
It was easy to talk because they were talking to me as a human being, and I just think I've been very lucky to be treated really, really nicely.
Well, it's the least you deserve. Is there any... Look, I won't intrude further. Is there anything we can do? I worry that, you're coming to a stage where reality hits in and it's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
If anything, you've got to deal with the funeral and the rest of it. I won't intrude. I hope nobody else will intrude. But if there's anything we can do, you just tell us, either in the long-term campaign or short-term, to help you with anything, okay? You've got our numbers.
I don't have any idea moving forward, what. But I would love to think that at some point I could make contact, and I know you're very respected at times. I was reminded yesterday, and I thought, oh yes, I know who you are, and I've listened to you on the radio, and I admired a lot of the angles and discussions you've had with people and the tough questions you ask, and I would dearly like to speak to you or meet with you, because I'm trying to speak to people that I I feel that can do the right work and the right things. So,
maybe we can do something to help change the world. I don't know.
Well, that would be lovely, wouldn't it?
But we will do that, and if there's anything personal that you need privately, just let us know if you need help with anything, okay?
Thank you.
Take care, Rosie. Thank you.
I will. Thank you very much. Bye.
Rosie Batty, mother of Luke, killed by his dad down at Tyre.
It's 17 to 10. As I said, this now has to be seen as an opportunity. We have to leave Rosie alone to cope with what she has to, help her if we need to along the way, and use this situation as an opportunity to improve things, to change things. We know Ken Lay's on side. I know the politicians will be on side. The Prime Minister and the Premier, I'm sure, will meet Rosie if that's what she wants to do after a period of time. It's the sort of thing that they both do regularly without any fuss and without telling anybody. So we will pick that up as it goes. I'll have a meeting with her when she is up to it, and we'll see what we can do. Ideas always welcome. It's very much an ideas day today.